That is
Oh,
Craig.
no.
So Craig allows me to record. It's a bot that attached to Discord. It allows you to record any voice channels, and also it gives you voice files separately. So I'll have your voice file as separate to mine, which makes editing a lot easier.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really handy, and also you can record up to 6 hours, which obviously I'd never record up to 6 hours, but I could if I wanted to.
Nice.
So do I address you as Alex? Like how am I addressing you here?
Alex. That's how I usually
Alex
go by.
fine. Okay, dokie then. I'm just gonna pull up your YouTube on my phone so I can pull up stuff if I need to.
Yeah, go for it.
Real quick. It would help if I was on the right YouTube channel. Okie dokie. So ZDG. Okay, so let me just go to here. I found you. I was wondering why I couldn't find you. You magically disappeared from me.
It's still a mystery.
It's a mystery, I tell you. Right, okay, I am ready to start whenever you are.
Welcome to the Tiger Nexus Podcast, a place where you'll find interviews with content creators and geeks alike. Your host, Ty Tiger, has delved upon the Nexus and found interesting content creators and geeks of all fandoms. This podcast is connected to the ZDG Hero Network. And now we dive in with another episode!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tiger Nexus Podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Ty Tiger, and today I have a real special guest. I've been watching this guy for a little while now. He's a small-time content creator on YouTube. He does a lot of gaming, but he also has some fun little videos on his YouTube where he does some artwork and he comes up with some interesting ideas, concepts, and stuff. We're going to dive all into that. So, welcome, Alex, also known as ZDG Studios on YouTube. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Hey there, I am absolutely great. How are you?
Yeah, good. I live in UK. It's miserable weather here. Outside looks horrendous and rainy, and I'm glad I'm sat indoors.
Oh, dude, I was freezing my ass off last week, so I know your pain.
Oh yeah, like literally, I think in the UK it rains more than anything else. I don't think we know what snow is. I think we don't even know what the sun is. I think it rains 90% of the time.
Well, I live in Texas, and it is bipolar weather here on a daily basis.
The funny thing is, you are now the fourth Texan I've had on my podcast, and you are the fourth person to tell me that about Texas.
Because it's true! It is true!
So let's go into it. How did you, how did your YouTube channel start?
Okay. Well, I was introduced to YouTube when I want to say like when I was around 11 or 12. I was looking at some very, very, very early Ben 10 related stuff. And as I watched a bunch of other creators, I was like, this actually looks kind of fun. I want to do that. But yeah, I kind of had to hold off on that until I was about 16, I believe. I was still in high school around that time, and yeah, I started like I just stuck a camera in front of my TV, turn off the lights, and hope for the best.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh, of course, you make do with what you got. That's what everybody tells you.
That is very true. So
Uh,
you've how long have you been doing YouTube now?
If I remember right, well, actually, I got my own phone here. I can just have a look at my channel. List. Oh, jeez. I've been doing YouTube for 8 years now. Holy crap!
Damn, bro, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
And I just recently hit over 600 subscribers. So grind game.
Yes, I was I always check up on your channel for the last couple months. I always keep an eye on it to see how you're doing and everything. And when I saw that you got over 600, I was like, hey, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it, buddy. And so you do a variety of different things. We've seen gaming.
Yes.
We also do some drawing as well and some concept ideas.
Yeah.
What kind of got you wanting to do all these different things? Because you don't stick to one thing. You're kind of like, even your thumbnails, kind of, if you look for your gaming thumbnails, even
Yeah.
your thumbnails, you can tell that you've kind of like, drawn them or designed them yourself, which they are really cool. I really do like them. I really like your Marvel Spider-Man ones. That's really cool. But like, what kind of got you into the idea of, doing different things?
Well, it was kind of an on the spot thing, right? Like I had this idea. It was for Pokemon. Like I wanted to remake Ash's team. Like if I was in charge of a full on reboot of the original series, sort of thing, right? I would explain what I wanted to do for Ash, and like well, basically it was just a spur of the moment thing. Sorry, I didn't want to over explain everything because then it would ramble off. So
Oh no, honestly, one of the rules I have on this channel is never apologize for rambling. It's perfectly fine, and it happens with everybody. This is the one place where you can just freely speak as much or as little as you want.
got it.
So with the games you play, are they games you've played before, or do you tend to like try and play games that are new to you as well?
Generally speaking, the games I've played on my channel, I have played before, except for one. That was my very, very, very first um uh playthrough of Until Dawn. I even said in the video title that it was a blind playthrough. Like I knew the general idea, but I never actually like saw the game through.
I've never actually played Until Dawn. It's still one of the games I need to play. So
The I will say this: if you enjoy horror movies, you are gonna like it. But there's a lot of motion control stuff, which personally, not the biggest fan of. I'm not the most still person when it comes to that sort of thing. So it could lead to a character's death. Just
hey, you made this decision. This person's gonna die now. It's your fault.
yeah,
Okay,
pretty
thanks.
much.
So yeah, see, with obviously I've got Tiger, which is my gaming channel, which is the channel that I use to comment on your videos. I kind of do both. Some games I'm brand new to, so like last year I played for Gears of War, which I've never done before, never owned an Xbox until 2 years ago. So I played Gears of War for the first time. That was a lot of fun. But in between Gears of War, I was playing the Arkham games, which I've played like 100 times. So like I kind of mix and match it a bit. Yeah, I've watched some of your Arkham City videos. So like I kind of like mix and match it. I don't see a real big issue if you've played the game before, to be honest. I mean, sometimes it helps because like you can still talk about the game, like you can still make points and references. You can still make conversation and like things like this, but then you kind of know what's going on, so subconsciously you can kind of prepare yourself. Like
Yeah.
I just finished Infamous 1 and 2 on my channel. I recorded them on the PS3, and they're one of my favorite games of all time, so I knew exactly what was coming up. But because I knew what was happening, there wasn't as many deaths. I didn't die that many times, and I knew where things were, so I got some upgrades quicker than normal, and it kind of makes it easy, I guess, sometimes.
You knew the boss better undressed than in clothes.
With the games you played, which one do you think, if you had to pick like your top 3 favorite games that you recorded, now you can go down the route of like they're your favorite games or like your favorite like videos that you've made. It doesn't really matter. Like out of your gaming playthroughs, which one do you think is like your top 3 of best ones?
Oh, oh God, that's actually pretty hard.
Hey, if you're gonna be on my podcast, I'll come with a question, Joe.
I know. Probably my most recent playthrough of Doom 2016. I love that game so much.
Oh, Doom's great. Have you seen the trailer to the new one?
Yes, I want it so badly.
There's there's only one thing I'm a bit at.
Uh,
That is the fact that they're making it like Gears 5, where it's story, but it's also got an open world element to it. You'll be able to run around and like do side, and I'm like, no, but Doom isn't that though. Doom is go here, kill this, go here, rip this thing's head off, and go here and blow this up. Like, that's the only thing I have against it. Other than that, it looks so good.
honestly, I thought you were gonna get mad at the at like how the company is trying to get players into the game. Like, they can control how hard or easy it is. Like,
Nah, see, I'm okay with that because I
I'm saying-
understand not everyone's gonna want to play Doom because it might be air quote difficult.
like, well, okay, like, I always say this: Doom is a hard game, even on the easy mode. You are going to get your ass kicked a lot.
Agreed.
But if you want to get some new players into it, so that way they might go back and play the older ones. What the Dark Ages is doing is not bad, in my opinion. But anyway, back to your question. So, 3 best. Doom 2016. Arkham City. Or not City. Sorry. Batman Arkham Knight. Night is my my personal favorite. And let's see. One. Oop, sorry about that. Put that on mute then. You know what? South Park, actually.
Yeah, good choices.
Those are my 3.
So I have a question about Arkham Knight because I like talking to people about Arkham Knight. This intrigues me. With Arkham Knight, what would you have preferred if the Arkham Knight wasn't Jason, or are you happy with the fact that Arkham Knight is Jason?
Well, okay. I can see both perspectives, but I think the problem with Jason being the Arkham Knight is the writing. You know, like me personally, I would have that reveal and boss fight as the very last fight of the game. Like, I don't mind Jason as the Arkham Knight. It definitely kind of fits with his character, but it's the timing and placing of it. That's what I'm not a big fan of.
That I can respect. That's a fair point. I never really thought about the placing of it. See, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I kind of pitched him the idea that the Arkham Knight storyline within the Arkham Knight game and the Scarecrow storyline within the Arkham Knight game should have been 2 separate games. Have the Arkham Knight game go first, and have it so it's, he's the final boss. He's revealed as Jason, and then he Batman doesn't kill him or anything, obviously, and then do Scarecrow last, because then what you could do is at the end where Scarecrow gets sniped by Red Hood. It's not. He's not exactly Red Hood just yet, but Jason then, and he helps out. You could still have that at the end of the Scarecrow game. Don't mention Jason in the game at all. Maybe have like an Alfred comment. Maybe he's like, well, Jason still hasn't been seen in a couple months. When are we gonna get back to finding Jason? Or, maybe Robin makes a comment of, I lost trail of Jason in Europe or something, and then when Scarecrow's got Batman, and then Red Hood turns up and helps him. That would have been such a better moment. Like, there'd be more hype to it and everything. But yeah, it's a good game though. The combat in Arkham Knight is the best combat in any of the Arkham games. It's fluid. It's like literally walking on water. It's so fucking fun. With all the gadgets and stuff. It's so good.
Amen to that.
What did you think of the Batmobile being like a tank mode?
I think it's fun. I know I'm in the minority on this, but I like the tank combat in it. I think it's very fun.
I don't mind it. I just don't like the fact that it takes a lot of the boss fight element for the Arkham Knight. Because the Arkham Knight, the big drill thing because you've got two sections of Arkham Knight near the end. Obviously, you've got the one where he's in that big drill thingy, and then you've also got the bit where you do actually take him down. And you find out that he's Jason, but it just feels like the Arkham tank, not the Arkham tank, the Bat tank section is just bigger. There's more to it than fighting Arkham Knight himself. It just feels to me. I don't know, maybe people can disagree, that's fine, but I just feel like surely if the game is called the Arkham Knight, you'd want the boss fight where you're fighting the actual Arkham Knight to be more than a Bat tank mission.
I will agree on that, but like with the if I could go back to the Cloudburst fight for a sec. The problem I have with that fight are the Cobra tanks. I think they're the worst part of the tank combat in general. Like you need to be very, very, very patient with that. And
Are they the ones where you have to go behind them and then lock onto them? Yeah, okay, yeah, they are a bitch. I don't care what anyone says. Right, Arkham Knight was actually the last game I recorded in 2024 because I took a little break over Christmas because I have a son. So, but when it comes to Arkham Knight, I actually had to pause my recording because I use OBS. I got a capture card. I paused my recording because I kept on dying in that last bit of where with all those tanks that you got to sneak behind. It actually pissed me off. I was like, right, pause this. Let's go around and just take down most of them because I've already died twice. And then I pressed play again whilst I only had one left because it just did my head in.
Yeah, but I will constantly say this for people who don't like the tank sections. They are not bad. The only bad thing about it is the Cobras, because you need to be patient with them. They will rip you apart like no tomorrow, and only have one vulnerable point. That's it.
I think I would also have liked it if there was more Batmobile stuff to do, if that makes sense. It seems to be always the tank that gets the missions, blow this up, use the grapple hook thing, use the wrench, blah blah. You don't get many bits where it's like, hey, drive to this location as fast as you fucking can, but you've also got to jump over a bunch of crap or something. You don't get that much of the Batmobile, and that is kind of like Batman's primary vehicle. So it'd be kind of cool if you could purposely swerve around the city just because you have to,
Well, I mean, but I don't really care for the. Well, actually, I that's not what I wanted to say. What you were saying, I would say is more in line with with Riddler because of his racetracks, which I am still infuriated by because that doesn't fit with his character.
Thank
How
you.
do
Oh
how
my
do
god.
the
Thank
racetracks
you. Oh
how
my
do
god.
racetracks involve riddles? Yes. Like with racing, you do need a bit of a spatial awareness, of fast thinking reflexes and whatnot, but these are not riddles.
You know who would be really good? Going off the characters that are canon to the Arkham games. Do you know who would be really good for the races, like to host the races, like one of the villains? It'd be Two-Face.
Actually, I could probably see that. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
think about it, he's 50-50. So he'd say to Batman, right, you win, this happens, you lose, I get to blow you up in your Batmobile or something. You know, he's always 50-50. It's literally, he plays things by chance.
yeah. That makes total sense.
Just I thought, he literally just came to me, I was like, hang on, we literally have a character who is 50-50.
What the fuck, Rocksteady?
Come on, man. So when it comes to, and this is my last quick, we'll divert from Batman after this one question. We now
Okay.
have confirmation that Warner Brothers have said that, you know, all of the gaming companies under them have to focus on this, that, or the other. And, you know, Rocksteady have been told they have to make another Arkham game, and it can't be VR, and we are getting more Arkham games. So, like, the Wonder Woman game that apparently was in the works is basically cancelled. They're not ever going to focus on other characters like, you know, Teen Titans or Superman or anything. We're literally just going to get Arkhamverse. And they've also said that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is basically null and void, and that every person in that game was a clone. So basically, it's redundant now. It's basically pointless. What are you hoping for? Like, let's say they announce Arkham, etc., like what, you know, villains, characters, whatnot, story points, you know, whatever it is, what are you hoping to get out of a new Arkham game?
Honestly, there was some concept art about a Batman Beyond Arkham game, and I
Yes,
want that. That is what I want. I want a Batman Beyond game in the Arkhamverse. Like
that is what I'm in that boat as well. Like, give
Batman
us.
Beyond is cool.
We'll see if you play Arkham Knight and then you also play the DLC, you get the Killing Joke, Under the Red Hood,
Yeah,
Hush. There's quite a few like stories of Batman that they've woven into the Arkham universe. And yeah, honestly, a Batman Beyond, but Arkham, like make it Arkham still. Like don't throw us into the Batman Beyond universe because that isn't gonna work. Make it just Arkham-ish, you
but
know.
in the future,
That would be so good. That'd be so good. That yeah, I'm down for that. Honestly,
just like I know it's gonna be kind of difficult because of the very very tragic passing of Kevin Conroy, but
yes.
you can do something here. I think. I mean, like there are tons of other characters in the Bat family, like Barbara, Nightwing, Robin,
See,
and what's up?
with that though, you mentioned Kevin Conroy, right? Kevin
Yeah,
Conroy was one of these people. He supported everybody who ever was Batman, even if it's just a voice actor. He loved it. He there's an interview of him where he gets asked, "Oh, what do you feel like this person playing that, you know, this Batman? You know, you didn't get a chance to play as him." And Kevin was like, "Oh no, I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to watching it. You know, seeing this person be Batman." Like he was so psyched. It's up to Warner Brothers now. That's the issue. Warner Brothers don't care about these sort of things. Like, so for an example, if you watch Avengers Infinity War, Red Skull is in it. He's not the same actor as the guy who was Red Skull in Captain America. They're not the same person. But the guy that they picked plays Red Skull so well, it's so close to the same. Like, you could almost say they're the same, like, actor. That's what
yeah,
Warner Brother needs to do. They need to pick someone who would live up to Kevin Conroy, who can also be their own voice actor, you know, who can pay homage, do it correctly. But obviously, this is Warner Brothers. All they care about is green paper in their pocket, which is a shame. But they could, if they wanted to, find a really good, talented voice actor who is like not on par with Kevin Conroy, because that's never going to happen. But at least do it so well that it's a homage to Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say, like that is like companies in general, like they don't care about the quality of the product so long as they can turn it out and line their pockets. Like that like it's not just Warner Brothers, like it's Disney, it's Paramount, it's any mainstream company that you can think of.
Well, it's like, so me and my friend, we are really worried because they're doing a Gears of War. We don't know if it's a TV show or a movie yet, but they're making a live action Gears of War of some kind. And we're really, really scared because the only like adaptation when it comes to movies or TV shows that we really, really like is either Sonic the Hedgehog or The Last of Us. Like the rest of them don't feel like the games, and Gears of War is very emotional. It's all about brotherhood. It's all about, you know, having your like best pals back, and we just don't feel like whoever is going to do this Gears of War project, it just they're not going to capture that, you know, and it's a shame really, because Gears of War is a great storyline. If you haven't played Gears of War, I highly recommend it.
I've seen it. I've seen it like with like Dom's death in 3, like God damn it, that hits me in the heart every fucking time. And John DiMaggio's performance when he had to vent that shit, I felt that, man. I felt it.
So one thing I really wanted to bring up with you, because I love your ideas, is your artwork, bro. Like honestly, some of the stuff that you come up with is phenomenal. And I really appreciate, like, you know, watching your videos, and you know, you're into Ben 10 and Spider-Man, and you know, all this really fun stuff. And you know, I've also got an art channel which it's fun to do. It's fun to come up with all these ideas, and I really wanted to kind of bring that up. And first off, I wanted to ask you, can you explain Shadow Crawler to everyone listening? Because I have read this, I have seen the pictures of this. I actually might make it the part of the picture for the podcast because this is so fucking good.
Okay. All right. So, Shadow Crawler is essentially my Spider Sona. It was back when the Spider-Verse movies were like very popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
I made him around the time of the first film, like not immediately, but like I saw a bunch of people were doing that, and I was like, okay, I'll make a few sketches in paper, and then see where that goes. But then the sequel came out, and I was like, okay, I need to do this digitally, and I need to share this. So I figured, okay, what is going to set my Spider Sona apart from everybody else? Well, probably a name, first off. But I was also trying to think of like how this could be me, how like what elements should be kept, what shouldn't be kept, where his home's gonna be. But his suit, I knew I didn't want it to be the bright red and stuff like that. Like I wanted it to be like Spider-Man 2099, where like his suit is more suited for stealth, right? But I also was not a fan of the organic webbing, which I get has its appeal, but I don't know, just I'm not that big a fan. I hope that answers the question.
But yeah, honestly, right. So I'll be linking your YouTube and your Instagram and stuff on the YouTube video for the podcast. Because like people have to check this out. But I really like the way you've drawn the web shooters, because they don't. So my favorite web shooter design is the Insomniac Spider-Man games. I
Oh, yeah.
really like how simple they look. They look small. It clips onto the little like black wristband that always wears, so you can always just clip them on. So good, so stylish, and honestly, I think yours is like on par with that. You know, they're a really nice blue as well. I must admit, your color palette is really nice. Like you said, you didn't want to go with like the red, and the blue that like Peter Parker had. You kind of wanted to be more stealthy with it, and I can see it, bro. Honestly, like the blue that you use for like his logo, his web shooters, his eyes. It looks really cool. And the thing is, as well, I can totally see like thugs in like a dark warehouse or something. They like look up and all they see is this like bright blue eyes and a bright blue spider logo. That
Like,
would
oh,
terrify the shit into people. Like you've got like Arkham with it, sort of thing. Like it is really good. You've also have a little series going on where you're kind of doing your own Ben 10 reboot type of like
oh, yeah.
redrawing aliens and stuff. And one of the things I really love about this is you included fast track.
Let's fucking go!
Thank you. Like, oh my, like I've also redesigned fast track as well.
I'm sick of that dromaeosaur looking motherfucker. Okay, like that dude is swimming in it while this fine feline is just left in the void.
Like, it annoys me that from Ben 10 Ultimate Alien onward, aliens just got forgot about. Even like some of the new aliens are like, here, have a new alien that you'll only see one more time. Like Jet Ray's not even in Omniverse. And but like you redesigned Fast Track. I really adore your Fast Track redesign. It's better than mine. Fuck me, it's better than mine. But like the first thing I think of is, I don't know if you've ever played them, but Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Like Lombax, like your Fast Track gives me Lombax vibes. Like, and it's so good. Like, I just absolutely love, like, it's so, I'm just, like, I watched it, I've watched all 4 of the videos, but when I'm watching this, I was like, hang on a minute, he's actually redesigning Fast Track? Really? Most people pick Accelerate, and then you, like, your speed run stopped and you show off the full picture, and I was like, actually, no, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty sick, that's actually really good.
That's that.
But like you even went with Water Hazard, which not many people would do either, because a lot of people would prefer like the new one from the reboot, or Rituals. They'll pick another alien, but Water Hazard's still cool.
Like Water Hazard was like my favorite out of the Andromeda 5.
He was my second. He was my second only because I have a love for Armadillo. I just love his whole idea. I think it's so cool trying an armadillo but with massive drill hands. It just speaks Digimon to me, and it's just so good.
yeah, I can see why people would love him more, but I don't know. Just
do you watch the YouTube channel Ink Tank?
Yes. I am subscribed to them. I love their work. God damn it, they deserve more.
What do you think of some of their like redesigns? Because some of them are like, Atomic's way big. Some of their redesigns are really out there, and they get a lot of slack. They get a lot of slack for some of their redesigns. I'm sat here thinking, okay, but it's not the same mumbo jumbo we've seen 100 times.
Well, leave it there. It's like aliens have gone through redesigns from series to series anyway. So what's your point?
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, like, art is a very subjective thing, It's like some people can like how they interpreted this particular version, but they would kind of sort of prefer a different one, right? It's just like people are taking this whole redesign thing way too seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But like I am okay with most of their designs. I'm not too big on Water Hazard though. Like they made him too much of a crab, even though he's supposed to be like a bug or something.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, it is vitally impossible for someone to do something like what you've done and what the Ink Tank have done, where like you're redesigning aliens and things, and every single human being on the planet is gonna like every single one of them. Like
Yeah.
that's fiction on itself. The sentence I just said, like it is impossible. So like it's completely fair if like some people may not like your forearms, for an example.
Yeah.
Just using that as an example. I personally think your forearms actually really cool. I like the pose that you did as well because it makes him look like he's about to smack you one. um, just personally. But like, yeah, Ink Tank's great. I actually got my friend's really into Danny Phantom, and I actually said to him, I was like, hey, you may like this. It's a web comic, but they've also done like a motion comic type thing, and it's a Ben 10 Danny Phantom crossover. So I showed it to him, and yeah, he really likes that, and it gave us a few ideas for some projects that we're working on. So I also love the fact that the Ink Tank allow us to use their projects as well. Like Kuro's even said, hey, use our aliens, use our designs, as long as you tag us, it's cool.
That's what it's all about, bringing the community together.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Like that sort of like bringing everyone together. Saying hey, we're not gonna limit anything. Tag us so we can see. I've actually reacted to every single episode of 5 years later, and the very first one, the Ink Tank actually commented saying that glad you enjoyed it and everything because I added them. So they actually responded to it as well.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'm trying to get Kira on my podcast. That's like he's one of my I've got like a list of like content creators and big time people. Like Kira's there. He's on that list.
The thing is that he's a very busy man.
Yes, like they're on hiatus at the moment, aren't they? Because they're trying to finish the last of the web series, the motion comic.
I believe they would be, but they did put out a video recently explaining Ben's extended family. But
yes, because he got a sponsor. That's why.
Yeah. Sponsorships got to meet those deadlines.
Oh yeah. Actually, to be fair, his introduction with his partner and gets involved in things. It's actually really funny. They're actually a really funny couple. So you've also hang on. I've just looked through the videos again whilst we've been talking because I want to make sure I bring up everything. You've also introduced some of your own aliens into your little reboot concept.
I did.
And is it called Wildcat? Am I getting that right?
You're talking about the wild replacement, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wildcat.
That is just absolutely awesome. By the way, I really like that idea. My name's Ty Tiger. It's in my name. Like come on. Anything big cat related. I kind of like it.
Okay, because like I based that thing on Smilodons and snow leopards.
I can see the snow leopard. As soon as you said snow leopard, I got it. I was like, yep, that's correct. That is totally like I can see the snow leopard in it.
And fun fact: Smilodons are not related to tigers, even though people keep calling them saber-toothed tigers, which is not the right freaking name.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, you've made quite a few of your own.
Yeah,
quite
I
a
did.
few. So what with your reboot concept? Is there any other videos planned? Are you gonna do like because obviously you're going down the Ben 10's first playlists and stuff. Are you gonna do like a recalibrated playlist? Are we gonna get anything like that in the future or?
Honestly, I did have an idea for like one particular alien, but like everything else would just like it's kind of hard because I think that the recalibrated playlist was already good as is. It was an even balance of like a right tool for the right situation sort of thing. Like, what could I really do aside from aside from getting rid of one that's a personal preference? Though for more content on that one, I do want to redesign at least a couple more aliens because There are a few that I think could be a little bit better, like for example, uh, uh, Vampire. Like I could have done him maybe a little bit different, but and we'll just uh, we will just have to see in the future. But I am kind of going through a little bit of a tech issue with my tablet. It just keeps on flickering in and out whenever I just want to set the damn thing up. So it I'll get it worked out eventually.
Because even if you just did something on the lines of like drawing the recalibrated aliens in, your like how they look in your universe, because obviously you've redone things like Upchuck and Cannonball. Yeah, even though there's only minor slight differences into your design compared to the original. You could still have some fun with it. You could even say, hey, this isn't canon to my reboot. It's just a fun idea. It's just a YouTube video, or YouTube videos. But, like, you've even done Frankenstrike, by the way, and can I just quickly say, another alien that deserves love and attention, and I'm really glad that you did something with him.
I love Frankenstrike. I love classic monster movies. It is one of my kryptonites.
What do you think of the Omniverse redesign for Frankenstrike? Because that's also one of the most like argued. Is it good? Is it bad? Sort of redesigns.
I can see where they're going with it. Like they're really doing with stitches and scars and whatnot, really making it look like a real Frankenstein monster, and like I can appreciate that, but I'm not too big on the face or the amount of green. Like that's one of the main things I have with Omniverse. Like there's just too much green everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't really care, that they redesigned aliens until I started watching the Ink Tank, and Kira made some very good points. And when he spoke about Frankenstrike's redesign, he said that it would an alien race naturally be stitched together, and then
Yeah.
that made me question it. I was like, oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
What do you think of the um reboot, as in the actual main reboot that they did? What do you think of some of their ideas for their redesigns? Because like upgrades, like now purple. Stinkfly looks like a Super Sentai villain. They drastically changed some of their characters.
Well, okay. In Upgrade's case, I like it. I like the you like the color is kind of whatever, but it does help him stand apart from Ben's other aliens, which are green. But cases like a stinkfly, I don't really like. He's supposed to be an insect, and I get why they did that. It's because of toy manufacturing and animation purposes. You gotta keep things simple so that way it saves you a bit of a headache. But
Yeah, it's one of the
still,
it's one of the reasons why Alien Force had a lot of humanoid aliens.
yeah. But still, it's like, okay, but you can outsource to like a Japanese studio that does wildly drastic designs anyway. Like I don't know, like I think there could have been a workaround for certain things, but I mean, I don't have to like it, so
See, I like the design, and I get this of a lot of different type of like things I'm into. I like the design, but as soon as you make it a stink fly design, I don't like it. If that makes sense.
yeah, it totally. Like if I could make a personal example with Godzilla, for example, uh the 1998 Godzilla, absolutely awesome design, but it doesn't read as Godzilla to me.
Yeah. See, what I would have done because they introduced new aliens in the reboot. We have, aliens that have only appeared in the reboot. I would have made Stinkfly buggy again, make him like, just a slight change from obviously the mainstream timeline. But what I would have done is make this new bug alien and go full in, because you can tell it's like inspired by Super Sentai. You can see it,
It's just
because
kind of
we.
stupid.
We have Waybig, who's literally Ultraman, to the point where he does the same ability as Ultraman. He's got the cross-arm laser, for crying out loud. So, like,
Dude, just speaking of Ultraman in front of me.
so, like, they could have easily made this design they have for Stinkfly, make him a new alien, and give him a new name, make it so you still got Stinkfly, and just give us another bug. We don't have many bug aliens. We have plenty of different things that live in the ocean. We have plenty of different, reptiles or mammals, but we don't have a lot of bugs. So give us another bug. That'd been kind of cool.
Dude, they could have rebooted Edel for this one.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, another alien that gets no attention.
They could have made Edel fly. Beetles can fly.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot that they could have done. To be fair, I do like. Is it Slapback? Is that his name? The alien that can duplicate, but only if his back gets hit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked his limitations on it, because we have Ditto, who can clone, but they can all feel pain, and then we have Echo, which they can also clone, but obviously that works well with their sonic screams and stuff. And then we have another alien that can clone. I like it when, if an alien's got similar powers, they at least change it. So, like, for example, we have Arctic Guana and we have Big Chill, but with Arctic Guana, he can only breathe ice, realistically, but Big Chill can phase through you and freeze you. He's intangible, he can fly, he can breathe it, he can, if you go off the games, he can make ice around his fists and things, it's different. I like it when they do that.
Yeet.
It does make things just a little bit more because you're gonna if you're gonna give someone the option, because it's canon to Ben 10 that eventually he gets over like 10,000 aliens. In Ben 10 Omniverse, he has, I think he even states he's got like 80 something now or something. So like if you're going to have up to 10,000 aliens, powers are gonna duplicate at some point.
It's true.
Like, it's gonna happen. If you could have an alien with an ability that Ben doesn't have yet kind of show up in the show, what sort of power would you want Ben to have that he doesn't have yet?
Well, for lack of a better term, something akin to a Saiyan from Dragon Ball. Not directly a Saiyan, but have something similar. Like, they can shoot balls of energy, fly, all this crazy shit. But just don't outright say that it's a Saiyan.
Yeah, that's a good choice. That would be really cool against like if you pull that out against like Ultimate Aggregor or something, that would be like a big time, it's the end of the world or the end of like the trio or something. So let's pull out this like really big strong alien sort of deal. Especially if they can upgrade themselves naturally. If they kept that sort of like, how Saiyan can go Super Saiyan. It'd be kind of cool if, like, this alien could naturally upgrade themselves. In a sense, that'd be kind of cool. I think I'd have to go down the line of something like, do you know, Gambit from the X-Men, like how he can touch things and like make him explode? I think I want to go down that route where Ben has to consciously be careful of what he touches, and like he has to learn how to control it and things, and like have an alien that is stupidly powerful. Like, he can touch a building and just make it go kabam, but he also can touch someone and make them go kabam. So he has to be like careful. He has to learn how to use him, and like he's a last resort type alien. That'd be really cool.
That'd be fun, actually. Yeah.
I just think that would be like a really interesting, because in Ben 10 Classic he has to learn how to use his abilities, but then in Alien Force it's stated that like it's downloaded into his brain. So I guess you could say once it's recalibrated, that's what happens. I don't know the logic behind that, but like, yeah, it'd just be kind of cool. Like he has to, kind of learn in a sense.
Yeah,
What
I do agree with Ben should probably learn how these aliens work. The data dump is a little bit kind of like a Deus Ex Machina sort of thing. It's like, okay, well, we didn't think about this. Let's just make up an excuse for how these things go.
See, I don't mind the whole, hey, the Omnitrix download your brain with the information, how to use them, but they take away Ben's, oh my god, I can do this sort of like hype about it. In,
Yeah.
because Ben is still a big kid in Alien Force. You have the whole Cannonbolt says to Kevin, hey, they're making a Sumo
Oh, that's
Slammers movie, and Kevin's like, is it live action? They're such big kids at the end of the day. They're still big kids. So like,
I
it'd be
agree.
really cool, like, he turns into I don't know, Swampfire, gets his head blown off, he regenerates, and Swampfire's like, whoa, that's trippy. Like, he knows he's fine, but consciously he's amazed that his head's just blown off and it's healed itself.
Oh my god, I love that.
I just missed the whole, Ben getting shot and Ben's surprise behind the aliens, I guess.
Yeah. I do kind of miss that too.
We are getting new Ben 10 comic books.
Oh yeah, that's right. I believe it was by Dynamite Pub.
It's we still don't know if it's like where it's placed in the timeline, if it's canon to the show. We don't know really anything. But if you could pick like the new comic books, what would you want to see from the new comic books?
Well, probably Ben in the future, where like he's matured like a bit since the end of Omniverse. Like, yeah, he still is a kid at heart, but he knows when to take the gloves off. Like shuffle the joke card to the bottom of the deck, sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
kind of like a road to Ben 10,000 type deal. Like, he's not Ben 10,000 yet, but he's older than Omniverse. So like, Omniverse he's 16, so like maybe he's like in his 20s now.
Yeah.
Or something, that's a good idea. I like that. Don't show us Ben 10,000 just yet, but like give us something in between. Maybe show off how Max loses his arm. Maybe kind of show off. Like, I don't like him with Kai. I think that's a bad idea. But if you're gonna force that down our throats, maybe show us him getting with Kai properly.
Oh, I actually had kind of a fucked up video idea for that, where like I see Ben as like I was trying to say this in the Spider-Man playthrough, but Ben there are just some heroes that just don't get the girl, and maybe that's kind of for the best, Like, Ben is one of those people that. Well, actually, now I'm saying that, I was like, what the fuck am I even talking about? Um. Oh, sorry.
No, Karen.
Uh, like, I like the idea of a hero that has a lot of power at their hands, but they're still just a person at the end of the day, and all they want is, just some uh affection in life, but they know they can't have that. And Ben is a good example of this because he's been with so many girls, like with Kai, Julie, uh, 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 what was her name? Esther of the Kraho.
Yeah.
Like, just that emotional vulnerability. Like, I don't know, just I kind of liked that. I like exploring those kinds of situations.
Yeah, see, one thing I'd really like to see, whether it's a comic or what, but like the Marvel did Marvel Ultimate, and now they're redoing Marvel Ultimate. Marvel Ultimate now is the Ultimate Universe is now completely different to what everyone like is used to. They've
Yeah.
restarted it. DC are doing their own Marvel Ultimate by doing DC Absolute Universe. Even Power Rangers are doing it with Power Rangers Prime. I'd love that type of idea for Ben 10. Like, give us a grounded, more realistic, fucked up sort of storyline, make it so, like, Ben's now in his 20s, what's it actually truly like for Ben to transform into different alien species? How does that toll on his body? How does that toll on his mental health? The fact that, like, he has to argue with two people to be a god, and the fact that, if he splits up as Echo, he can become three versions of himself, but each version of himself takes one aspect of Ben. There's so much air quote trauma that you could play on, realistically with the idea of Ben Tennyson with a watch that transforms you into aliens. It'd be so cool to see like a more realistic, like depressing universe. Like that'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah. I'll admit, I'll bite on that.
I'm just glad, like, they even did recently, I don't know if you saw them, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien got figures. We got more Ben 10 Ultimate Alien merch.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, why the hell are you guys doing this now? It's been like over a decade since that show ended.
I was really shocked. I tried to get myself some, but I live in the UK. I can't get myself anything merch-wise here. Like, I still find it hard to get, like, Power Ranger and, like, DC McFarlane figures.
God,
But, like, I'm quite shocked the Ultimate Alien out of all of the Ben 10 series is Ultimate Alien was the one that got the figures.
One of the most bipolar series by far.
Yeah, and it's like, how did that get the figures?
I got no idea, man.
If you could rank each the shows, including the reboot, if you've watched it, if you could rank them, how would you, like, from worst to best, how would you rank the five of them?
Okay, bottom of the barrel, official reboot. I don't like the tone. I don't like the art style. I don't like how that series presented itself. I really don't. Above that would probably be I want to say Omniverse because it's such a jarring jump from classic and a UAF. But once you can get past that, which is a hurdle, it's not that bad, although it does take a bit of a priority for comedy. Then I would say um um Alien Force uh because of that dreaded third season. Um uh Ultimate Alien above that because it does know when to get a dark and serious, but it just has a bunch of filler, which is my only complaint about it. And then finally a classic because we all like a good origin story, right?
Yeah, that's a fair list. See, I think my biggest issue of Ultimate Alien is there are times when he goes Ultimate in like you said, like filler episodes where all Ben would have to do is be normal humongous and backhand the motherfucker that he's fighting, but then he doesn't go Ultimate in big serious situations.
Why?
It's called Ultimate Alien.
And not to mention, there's barely any ultimates.
Yeah, but like canon, there's like what 6, 7.
Hold on. So let's see. You got Cannonball, Spider Monkey, Swamp Fire, Humongosaur, Echo, Big Chill, Wild Nut, and Way Big. So that's 8.
Damn, there you go, 8. I was one off. They're like, like only 8. See, in my head, he
Swap.
Yeah, that's literally it. And also, it makes no sense.
Fire's so cold that it burns. Not
Like,
even.
uh-huh.
Huh?
See,
What did I end?
the thing is, right, the idea of Ultimate Alien for Ultimate Big Chill, they could have done that for, you know how Upchuck, it gets canonized in Omniverse that there's 2 versions of Upchuck. And the reason because is their DNA, it's just tiniest bit of DNA is different. They're exactly the same powers, just they just look slightly different. They could have done that for Ultimate Big Chill instead of making that the Ultimate Big Chill. If they wanted to do a color swap and have them breathe fire that is so cold it freezes, and make it so it's still Big Chill. It's just the slight difference in DNA is they breathe fire that's cold, not ice.
Yeah.
Just make that. And it's just like, I don't understand. Like, a lot of people bash Ultimate Cannonball, but I'm sat there thinking, what are you truly gonna do with a big ball? Like, make it spiky? Like, that's like, I think he's kind of cool.
What do you do? He's just a ball.
I think he's cool. I like Ultimate Humongous Sword. I prefer Albedo's Ultimate Humongous Sword in Omniverse over, like, he looks like a monster. He looks like a kaiju in Omniverse. Like, Albedo's one. He looks like a kaiju. He looks terrifying.
That's one of the reasons why I love that design, and also Tuco Kuro. He looks like a nightmare to animate.
Yes, he does. Like, fair fucks to the people who had to animate him, because he did a really good job. Whose do you prefer, Albedo's Ultimate Echo or Ben's Ultimate Echo?
Honestly, Ben's. I don't like the cables and the electric symbol on the head.
Same,
Really,
same.
Although I
Like,
do prefer the Spider Monkey.
Yes! Oh my god! See, I still don't understand. Like, again, you know how Astrodactyl and Humongousaur live on the same planet? Like, they come from, right? Ultimate Spider Monkey looks like he should just be a different alien from Spider Monkey's world and be just a normal transformation.
Reject modernity! Return to monkey!
Like, I don't understand. Like, I think this is why I have huge respect for O.R. Ash, because he's gone through all of the canon aliens and given them ultimate.
Yes! Put some respect on my boy's name.
Like, to be fair, I've seen people comment on those videos going, Ash, you're not done. You now need to give all of the 5-year later canon aliens.
Hell no! You guys been through enough. Leave him alone.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but I think it's like 2-3 years old now. But Kuro did a poster, and it was all 250 aliens that Kuro's designed that are canon to 5 years later on one big piece of paper. And that's 250 then. That's like a couple years ago. He's still adding aliens to it now.
I thought it was over 400 at the time.
Like, Kuro's drawn loads.
Yeah.
Ash would be here until he's like, it's the Deadpool joke for Wolverine until you're 90, He'd be there until he's like 100 years old during Ultimates. See, the thing is, Ultimates as well, it's tricky, isn't it? Because you have to take away something. Because, like, Humongousaur loses his growth but gets cannons. Echo loses the ability to duplicate but has discs. You have to minus and then add. I think some aliens would be really tricky to do that.
Ash has done this. Like, he's actually stated that numerous times in his Ultimates Overhaul series. Like, his brain became slugs at certain points.
Yep. Fair fucks to him though. He did it. Like that man's committed.
I cannot say a single bad thing about Ash for that. It's like, dude, you are a fucking unit with this shit.
No. Would you ever do ultimates on your channel? Would you ever consider maybe giving your own aliens that you've designed? Would you ever give them ultimates?
I kind of thought about the possibility for ultimates, but I mean, if I do one for my own aliens, the people are going to be asking, well, what about the rest of the playlist? Are you going to do ones for them? And I'm like, guys, someone else who is far more talented than I am has already done this, and I do not want to step on that man's toes.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, because this is your own reboot universe, you could just use the argument that in this universe, the only aliens that get ultimates are the aliens that you've created.
Okay,
Hence why they're the only ones you designed.
Fair point.
Just as an idea for you, you have that argument.
Yeah.
How many aliens have you designed now?
Including, well, just as in my my originals, or just in general.
Your originals, like the aliens that you specifically made.
Okay, let's see. I believe 4.
Oh, there you go. Make one more original alien, and then you've almost you could just say Ben gets 5 ultimate aliens. There you go, sorted.
With new aliens is hard, man.
Hey, I like your artwork. Okay, I want to see more.
I know you do, but sometimes I don't know why, because I don't see it as very professional quality.
Right. Well, I've held you for over an hour, so thank you very much for coming on and chatting with me.
It was an absolute pleasure, my guy. Absolute pleasure.
I've been subscribed to you now for I think about 8 months now. I think something like that. It's been almost a year. I know that for sure. It's been a pleasure watching you. Tell the people where they can find you, on social media and things. Where can people check out your content and your artwork?
Sorry, I need a. I had to tell my dad something real quick. I'm sorry. So my other social medias, you can find me on Twitter, or X if you really want to be one of those guys.
I love that you're gonna be one of those guys. It's Twitter. Fuck the X. It's Twitter.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at ZDG_studios. You can follow me on Instagram, which is the same name, though I don't really use it all that much. I do also have a TikTok called ZDG Alex, but do not expect much on there, because still a bit uneasy about it. I also got a DeviantArt, which is called Celestial Dragoon Art. I can't change the name, unfortunately, but
Is all your artwork on DeviantArt?
Not everything that I've created, but what you've seen in my videos, yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to follow that then, because I didn't realize you had a DeviantArt, so I need to make sure I follow that after this.
Anyway, so yeah, that's really about it.
Well, thank you again for coming on, bro. Honestly, it's been an absolute blast. I asked you a little while ago to come on, and you said you thought about it. And then when you said to me, "Actually, yeah, I'll come on," I was like, "Oh my god!" He said yes. Woohoo! And fun fact, you're actually the very first guest I've had, a new guest I've had this year. The first few weeks have been like having returning guests, geeking out episodes and stuff. So you're actually my very first, into my first like new interview guest, for this year. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm really glad it was you that came on first.
Nice.
So thank you guys for coming on and listening. Of course, do check out Alex. He's an awesome dude. And of course, if you're listening to us on Spotify and the podcast platforms, follow us, rate us, however that works. I'm so confused. If you're listening to us on YouTube, do check out the links down below, because I will be linking Alex's YouTube and Instagram and the such. You guys can go check it out. And of course, do let us know how you rank the Ben 10 series and what you guys think of the Ultimates and things. We are interested. Of course, subscribe to the YouTube as well, because that'd be grand. Love you all. We're of passion, everybody, and we shall see you guys in the next one.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by three cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Ty Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channel, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.